Alright folks, it's time for us to dive back into BattleTech, and today we are doing a 2.5 star contract. This is going to be very challenging. I believe this is my first 2.5 star contract, but I'm excited for this one because we're going to put the dragon through its paces for real this time. If it holds up to scrutiny against 2.5 star quality mechs, then I think we did a good job designing it. So let's negotiate this bad boy and get right out onto the battlefield. Now this one has a maximum payout of 700,000 credits, but we'd have to sacrifice a lot of salvage for that. So I think we're going to go for the middle of the road. So we'll get about 400,000 credits, 2 pieces of guaranteed salvage, and out of 8 total. And I think this will be okay because because this is a higher difficulty mission, we might encounter a mech that we've never seen before, and if we disable it correctly, we might be able to get some pieces of it. I mean, ideally, if I was truly going for a salvage and I really wanted a new mech, then I would go for maximum salvage to get 3 out of 14, but I think that's a bit excessive, and I feel like I have a pretty decent lineup of mechs, so I'm not super thirsty for a new one. Of course, I would always want one, but it is what it is. Let's check out our squad composition. Alright, now the first thing you're going to notice today is that Decker is no longer piloting a lightweight mech. So you're probably thinking to yourself, oh man, we don't have that high initiative phase character. Wrong. Decker has a new ability called Master Tactician. Mechs piloted by this mech warrior gain +1 initiative and remove 1 bar of stability damage when reserving. So Decker can now act in the 4th initiative phase even when he's not in a lightweight mech. If he was in a lightweight mech, then he would act in the 5th initiative phase, which means he'd move before any other enemy on the battlefield. The first strike capabilities that he would have in a lightweight mech would be insane. I'm very tempted to get a hold of another Jenner so I can spec it out as just that fast moving DPS with double SRM6s, 4 lasers, no jump jets, but that's a story for another day. So Decker's going to be in Vindicator Vinny. We don't have any long range missile capabilities right now, but I think this is going to be okay. I want to really test out the Master Tactician and see if we can make some interesting plays with the Vindicator, which is a very mobile and extremely heavily armored mech. So next up, Riddler is piloting the Blackjack. He has multi-target and bulwark, so he can station in a good spot and just fire at targets with those AC5s every single turn while getting the damage reduction. The Centurion is being piloted by Behemoth this time. She's got bulwark and evasive movement. She can move into close range, SRM6, dookie blast people. The Dragon, once again being piloted by Medusa, who now has a new ability called Juggernaut. Successful melee attacks knock your target back 1 initiative phase. That is a high skill capped ability. If there are mechs on the battlefield and we know they're going to move in the next turn, we run up and punch that fool in the face, he gets knocked back, and we can continue to damage him while he has low evasion before he sets up a brace or something like that. We can do some interesting things with Juggernaut, and hopefully I'm smart enough to manipulate it correctly. So with all of that said, I think I covered everything. I'm a little bit excited, so I might have forgot something, but let's get out there and deal with this 2.5 star battle. And here we go. We're touching down, so it's a battle mission. We don't have to worry about any fancy objectives. We've got our full lance of brawlers. This is exciting. I think the biggest struggle here is going to be the fact that my entire squad composition, with the exception of the Blackjack, is pretty much one-trick ponies. Everybody has more or less the same modus operandi. They want to get in close, they want to strike hard, and they want to strike fast. So if we fail at striking hard and striking fast, then we're going to feel it. Now, we've already got eyes on the first enemy on radar, but we don't know exactly what it is just yet. Yes, we do. It is a 75-ton mech. That is a heavy son of a bitch. So I'm a little bit nervous already. I'm going to reserve and wait to see what happens. We got a 40-tonner coming onto the battlefield, much less intimidating. It is a Cicada. I do enjoy that mech quite a bit. I'm tempted to try and capture it for myself. Now, I don't think we're going to be able to get into very good range, and this guy has a buttload of evasion. So I think we're going to sprint to get ourselves into the forest cover and closer so that we can strike really hard on the coming turns. That feels okay, and I think are we gonna get vision? Nope, still don't know what that 75-ton mech is, but that's okay.
Waiting for orders.
Right, Medusa. I'm not used to having a heavy mech that moves in Initiative Phase 2, so I'm gonna have to adjust to having a fat boy on my squad from now on. I think I'm gonna reserve one more time while these guys still have good evasion. I want to see what the enemies are doing. Looks like we got a 65-tonner over here. A Thunderbolt. Maybe I've seen this one before. Not entirely sure. The PPC shot gonna connect with us, so that's reducing our chance to hit on the Centurion. So that definitely sucks. And it's very unfortunate that that connected as well because we had max evasion. But whatever. It is what it is. But I think what we can do here is go for a sensor lock play with Decker. So I'm gonna jump so I can reposition myself correctly and have Decker facing everybody. But I'm going to sensor lock on the Thunderbolt. He's not braced down or anything like the Cicada, so we can fire at him and get some pretty good damage out. So let's do that. Hopefully, maybe we can try and take out that PPC if we can find where it is. Maybe. Hang on. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. An Orion. I've never seen that boy before, but he has an AC-10, and it connected with us in one of our legs. These guys are incredibly accurate. They're hitting shots even though we have very high evasion. Feels like they're cheating. They got that aimbot going on. All right, so the PPC is in the right arm of the Thunderbolt, and that's going to be a very annoying support weapon. But the Orion with that AC-10, he's going to dump truck on our guys, and if he's going to have that high level of accuracy on every turn, we want to take that out. So really, I think we want to focus on the right torso of the Orion as much as humanly possible. So I think that's what we're going to do. I really wish I had breaching shot, but I don't. So I'm going to have to make do with what we got here. I'm just going to move. Actually, no. Do I need to move at all? No, I don't have to move with the blackjack, so I'm going to get Bulwark on the next turn. Ooh, this is a strategy episode today. I'm excited. We don't have to move with the blackjack, and we'll get Bulwark. The Thunderbolt is going to cause problems, man. And so is the Orion, honestly. So you know what I'll do? I'll multi-target. I'll hit the Orion and the Thunderbolt. Each of them will get one of my ACs. I'll send the AC5 plus at the Orion. Yeah, fuck it. I want to damage both of these guys, so I may as well spread the love a little bit. So we hit the arm, I think. Nothing really meaningful, but it's the start. Now Medusa, he's got to get in there, and he's got to get in there good. I think Medusa is. I'm gonna have him harassing the Orion as best as possible. I'm not gonna break his legs this time, but we are gonna jump in. We'll land right in the forest, in perfect range for our medium lasers and SRM6s. And that increased accuracy that we have on our SRMs because of the TTS for missiles, that's helping us out significantly. So, you know what? No, I'm not gonna use precision strike. I'm not gonna do it. Not yet. The Cicada is blocking line of sight a bit for the Orion, but that's totally fine.
Locked on target.
Most of our shots going to connect, especially in the spot that's holding the AC-10, so that's great. Now Decker gets to move first, but he's got great evasion. I'm going to keep him on reserve. I'm going to be using the same tactics that I use with Decker when he's in a lightweight mech while he's in the Vindicator Vinny. The main difference with Decker, now that he's not inside the Jenner with the LRMs, is that he's going to have to get in close just like everybody else if he wants to do meaningful damage. So yeah, we're gonna keep multi-targeting with the blackjack, just hitting both of these guys simultaneously, just to make use of the ability as best as possible. And it feels like a good idea. It really does.
Confirmed.
So there we go. We got a nice hit. And another nice hit. Yeah, you know, we're not punching through. We're not focusing fire. but we are getting damage out. Now, the cicada is up close and personal with us right now, so it is very tempted to just start punching it, but I really, really want to focus as much of my attention as humanly possible on these big guys. The Orion is terrifying. That AC-10 makes me ridiculously uncomfortable. So we're going to jump in and start firing at him with everything we have. Hopefully, even if the cicada goes for a flank on the Centurion, it's got max armor in the rear, so it'll survive the little bit of firepower that it has back there. So this is fine. This is totally fine. Now, I believe I clicked on the... Did I click on the forest cover? No, I clicked on the water for the Centurion. So we're going to stay cool, and that's going to help us because our weapons generate a considerable amount of heat. Now, maybe what I should do at this point, even though the Orion is in forest cover, I'm not going to do the math, but I could probably punch a hole in his armor and maybe get a crit on the spot where he's got his AC-10. So I'm going to take the precision shot on the right torso.
Copy that.
If I eliminate such a high quality threat... No, we didn't get the crit, but we did expose the piece. So this means good things might happen to us. I don't think we're going to have to use Decker for a sensor lock, so we can jump him in and fire. That's totally fine. Max evasion.
Roger that.
Whew. Okay, I gotta calm down. I haven't even had any caffeine or anything, but in strategy games, when they start to get going, it gets my blood pumping, man. It really does. So yeah, let's just fire everything. Decker missing with a couple of his lasers, but still some nice connects. I mean, it'll always be slightly amazing to me that even in a game where things are happening in a turn-based fashion, you can feel this rush, this surge of energy going through your body. And super disappointed that the PPC hit, even though I have 5 points of evasion. I'm tired of these 360 no-scopes.
Yeah.
Ooh, we're getting real close to the Orion. We can't punch him yet. But if I walk forward one more time, I could punch the Orion in the next turn. And that's super tempting. See, but this is where things start to get a little bit weird, though. Because this movement is going to completely expose my back to the cicada. And maybe even expose me to a melee from the Orion. But what is the cicada using? 2 medium lasers and a small laser. That is not a real loadout at all. That's basically nothing. Honestly, we can ignore the cicada for the rest of the battle. I know it has more hard points than that, but they did not equip that thing well at all. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to move up, blast the Orion. We're going to get the knockdown, but we're not going to get to do anything with it because all of our other mechs have already made their turns. So maybe I should wait on that, actually. Because if I knock him down now, that's going to reset the stability damage. But if he moves, he'll still have some of it. This is weird. This is weird. I'm in a tight spot. I'm not entirely sure what the best course of action is. But I'm gonna take a risk here. I'm gonna fire at the Thunderbolt. Matter of fact, no, I don't have to take a risk. I can fire my lasers at the Orion, and those won't knock him over because lasers don't do stability damage. Yeah, because I ideally I would want to knock down the Orion in a turn where I'll get to use a couple of called shots. And he just point blank to me with his AC-10. I heard the connect. It sounded painful.
Took a hard hit there.
Yeah, Medusa's not happy about that. We're going to reserve with Decker again, of course. So, yeah, I think the play with the stability is going to be the right one. Because we're going to knock him down on this turn with the Centurion or the Dragon. And we'll take him out. Actually, no, we can't knock him down with the Dragon because the Dragon goes last. But we can blast this fool in the face. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we made the right decision, guys. Look at him shaking.
Got it.
Eat it. Enjoy it. Enjoy all of that. Got the AC-10 crit, the knockdown. He's weak in the knees. Bam. That was beautiful. So now it's time for us to lay into him.
What's
No
up,
more
boss?
multi-targeting from Riddler. It's time for him to go straight for something else. Now, I'm really tempted to try and save this Orion because this seems like a very powerful mech. So I'm tempted to try and blow up both of his legs or maybe even get a headshot on him, but I think that's very unlikely to happen. But I know for a fact I'm not going to go for the core. So you know what? Yeah, honestly, let's try and fuck with the Orion a little bit. I'm going to go for the legs.
All right, let's do this.
But instead, we blew off the AC-10, so we've basically neutered the main threat. So we can continue trying to focus on the legs, but even if it doesn't work, it's not the end of the world. So we'll just move up with Decker and take another shot at him. I believe we can fire most everything without overheating. Yeah, we can fire everything without overheating. That's perfect.
Taking the shot.
I don't think my mech warriors got the memo about aiming for the legs, but it is what it is. Yet another PPC shot going to connect. We're actually unsteady with the dragon now, so that's a bit concerning. If he gets knocked down, that's going to be terrifying. His right leg is taking a considerable amount of damage, so that's a bit uncomfortable. So really what I wanted to do was start meleeing with the dragon because he's in range for the flamers, but we need the bulwark. Without the bulwark, we're gonna take too much damage on that leg, so we got to stay in one place for now. The Thunderbolt definitely proving to be a threat with that PPC, but it might be better for us to just try and core the Orion, because if it stands up, the legs are still incredibly durable. The leg that we haven't been focusing on has 135 armor and 80 health. That's a lot. Let's just kill it.
Roger that.
First we flame broil him a little bit, send the rockets in, pilot incapacitated. We cooked him. That's probably the safest move that we could have made, allowing the Orion to stand up and maybe go for a melee or even just try and shoot at that leg. That would have been pretty harsh. So we made the right call. What we'll do now, I think I'm gonna go for the big plays here. I'm gonna move Decker in the Vindicator into the water, and then we'll go for a precision shot on the Thunderbolt, not to get a lot of damage out, but to push him back an initiative phase, so that the rest of my squad can deal with him. And I'm surprised. I guess I have more heat sinks on the Vindicator than I realized, because our heat efficiency is amazing. Oh man, Decker hit, I think, all of his lasers on the leg, so we've exposed the structure. It's got 5 health remaining. We can trip this fool. And the cicada being the cicada. In other words, a waste of time and space. I love it. Hit the leg. He didn't sweep the leg. It's okay. It's not okay, but it's okay. Nice. All right, we got the knockdown on the Thunderbolt, so maybe we can take this thing. I don't know if it's any kind of build that I would like to have, but it'll still be fun to experiment with it and see what it's all about. And Medusa, sure, let's punch the cicada. Why not?
On it. Locked on for physical attack.
Broke his leg. And we flame broiled it. We got a cooked bug meat for when we get back to the base. We might actually get to take the cicada, 2 pieces of the cicada home if we blow up that other leg, and if we get lucky, we'll get all 3. This is a great salvage mission, man. I probably should have maxed it out, but it's okay. Now this guy, it looks like he's trying to turn tail and run, but he is gonna turn just enough so that he can shoot us again with that PPC.
I hate these guys.
I hate them too, Medusa. This is crazy. I love being in water, man. Our heat efficiency while we're in the water is so stupidly high.
Solid connection on that
GG.
one.
GG. This was a hard mission. Make no mistake, this mission was not easy, but things went incredibly well for us. It just everything worked out, and I think we owe a large part of our success to the dragon, because that thing worked wonders, man. With the close range firepower, the melees did a hell of a lot of damage to the cicada. I'm really happy with the loadouts that we have. I would still like to have something with LRMs on it, but I really have nothing to complain about with our current setup.
On it.
Let's go.
Alright, let's see if Decker can be a surgeon today and cut off that right leg that only needs 9 more damage to be sawed off. Please?
On it.
Oh my god, he did it. Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm really wishing I chose to take 3 pieces of salvage right now, because I've wanted a cicada for a long time. But hey, we did it. The mission would have been significantly more difficult if there were 4 enemies, but we would have still made it out alive. I have no doubt about that. We would have definitely taken more damage, but we did a great job. This was a tough one. We had to work our strategy, push our close range brawling style to the limits, and it worked out, man. That PVC was deadly. It was really starting to wear us down, and it was definitely a great thing that we targeted the AC-10 on the Orion. That helped us out tremendously. So let's see what we got. We didn't take much meaningful damage. Only our leg on the dragon nearly got destroyed. It only had 57 health remaining. A few more shots and it would have been toast, but everybody else is good. No pilot injuries. Very happy about that. Now, we only got 2 pieces of cicada, so I think I think we did destroy a piece of the torso in there or something. But yeah, that's totally cool. I could take a piece of that Orion, that 75-ton guy, but I love the cicada because I would put Decker in it. I love having Decker in these little bug type mechs and having him, you know, skittering around the battlefield. But it's probably gonna be trash. I mean, it's got 6 laser hardpoints, 8 jump jets, and 2 support hardpoints. That's kind of dumb, isn't it? I probably shouldn't take this, but I will. I'm gonna take it, and everybody please cross your fingers and hope that I get the Orion when I click confirm. Please. Thunderbolt, of course. Oh, you want the Orion? Okay, you can have the Thunderbolt. Whatever. Lady Arano's contract to liberate House Karosas. Lady Arano's contract to liberate House Karosas is ready for review. Okay, so it looks like we have a new priority mission that we can do sometime in the near future. So why don't we check out what the difficulty of that mission is, and maybe we'll do it next. Maybe we'll do something else. Looks like we've got another contract on our current planet. It's only a 1.5 star, so it'll probably be significantly easier, but I think the easy missions like that do give us opportunities to test out different strategies and tactics. Maybe I'll do that one off camera so we can keep up the challenge level, because after doing something really intense like that last mission, it can be a bit difficult to go back to something easier. But hey, you know, I'm happy with it. So we're gonna repair the dragon. We don't need to make any changes to it. Somebody got a promotion, so we'll try and give that thing out. But one thing that was interesting with Medusa and the Juggernaut ability, I'm not entirely sure how effective it is when meleeing heavyweight mechs. It might have potential. Maybe I didn't manipulate it well enough, but I think using the Juggernaut ability against medium weight targets and lightweight targets will have a huge benefit. I'm not sure if the initiative phase knockback applies to the next round. So if a medium weight mech already uses his turn and then I punch him in the face with Medusa, do I knock him back to the second initiative phase for the next round or not? That's something I got to test out. But either way, I think it still has potential. This is still the tree that I wanted to go down with Medusa. I feel like this play style is very fitting for him. So yeah. We'll continue going down the piloting tree. This gives him additional evasion, increases his melee is that chance to hit or damage? I'm not sure, but it does something to melee. So we'll keep going down that tree, and yeah, I think maybe Riddler got a promotion as well. Let's find out. He's got a lot of experience to spend. I was thinking about maybe eventually I want to give Riddler his own mech, because the blackjack is kind of the thing that I like to use for glitch. And when I do eventually give Riddler his own mech, I would like him to have some kind of indirect fire. So going down the tactics path would be beneficial for that. And having multi-target with maybe some LRMs and some medium lasers, we can have that versatile build similar to what we have with the blackjack, but with indirect fire capabilities as well. But you know what? I'll save his experience so I can think a little bit more about what exactly I want to do with him. Now, as for Behemoth, I was working towards the Ace Pilot ability, which is fascinating. This unit can move after shooting if it hasn't moved yet. It doesn't have the best synergy with Bulwark, but it does give her some interesting flexibility because she has evasive movement. So if I'm really trying to go for a flanking play with her, maybe in the Centurion, I can, you know, use Bulwark for a couple of turns, and then if I see a flank, I can shoot and move, and then shoot and move, something like that, to get around to the back of something. I think it has interesting applications, but I don't really know how well it synergizes with Bulwark in a sort of min-max sense. So I don't know if I'm going to select it just yet. I think probably a safer option with her is just to go down the gunnery tree. This is going to increase her base weapon chance to hit. And you can't go wrong with something like that. I mean, she's basically a sniper. But I'm not entirely sure. So, you know, we'll leave it at that for now, and we're gonna take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to either do a really easy mission, or I'll take care of that one in my own time, and then we'll do something a bit more challenging. You know, fly to a different planet and deal with some of these harder contracts. So, with all of that said, the name of the game is BattleTech. The name of the channel is iBluairJgR. As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know if you were scared for me in that mission. Let me know if you felt like I was gonna lose. And if you did, are you happy that I won? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.